Today's episode's brought to you by Babbel. If you're stuck at home with nothing to do, why not learn a new language? Babbel is the way to do it, and now is the perfect time. What else are you gonna do? Let's be real. Improve yourself, people. This is the perfect time. Anyway, we'll get into that and more. Now let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Crendor and
Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's up next Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an exciting episode of Crendor in the morning.
Hey. Hey.
You're about to what's up?
Yeah, I forgot about that. When was that? Was
98.
that sounds about right.
Although it feels like a 99 thing, because it was a wild time and we were all looking towards the future and Y2K was around the bend and we thought the world was going to end. So, of course, what's up would probably be the thing we were into.
It's kind of a dumb thing. Think about it.
It was dumb, yes. It was very stupid. It was incredibly dumb, and it peaked when it was in Scary Movie, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was in the
And
Scary
everyone was
Movie.
like, well, we have beat that horse dead.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, I think it was.
Are you
90.
actually looking it up? It's totally unimportant.
It says Budweiser, right?
Yep, it was in Budweiser commercials, and they would be like on the phone, like, what's up? And then like frogs did it or something. I don't know.
Man, I want to go back to the 90s.
90s were great. I was
Yeah.
a spry teen, living my best life. Actually, most of the 90s, I was a spry tween. But you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was like 10 in 99.
Can I tell you something? Oh my god, I just remembered this. Speaking of teens, can I tell you something crazy? When I was a kid, I remember turning 13, and on my 13th birthday, I had a party, and one of my friend's mothers was like, well, now that you're 13, you can start acting more like an adult. And I keep thinking about that because, one, it upsets me because I feel bad for my friend because his mom sounds like a giant pain in the ass. But two,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that, like, if I was me now and I could somehow transport back into the body of young Jesse at that moment, I'd be like, bitch, what? Like, what is your problem? What are you talking about? What do you mean I'm adult? 13 years old.
Yeah, that is.
What
is
a weird thing to say to someone. Yeah. Like, even if she meant it not offensive, it's kind of like, now you can grow up. Like, what? I'm 13 years old. What the hell? Yeah. So I always felt bad for my friend because I was like, oh, if that's what she said to me, that kid's probably getting it like all the time.
Oh yeah, really, like I remember, like I'd go to my friends' houses, and you knew their parents were just like, you just didn't like those parents. I remember my one friend. I went there. It wasn't like a friend. It was like a kid from school, and then they'd be like, "Come over to my house." You're like, "Okay." And his like dad was kind of like Hank Hill, and he'd be like, "Well, just don't think you know what you're doing over here." And then his mom was just like, just crazy, and she'd just be like, "All right, guys, you're gonna do your homework, and then you can play." And I'm like, "Oh, neat." Came over to this kid's house so I could do my homework, and then we did our homework, and then we played like some video game for like an hour, and she's like, "All right, it's time to eat." And there was like, it was just like these really bad like sandwiches, and I was like, "Okay." And then he's like, "You ever play Command and Conquer?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh, I got the game and it's pretty neat. It just came out." This is like, how old was Command and Conquer? Command and Conquer. 1995. Well, I was older. I was probably like 8 or 9 at this point. Probably more like 9. I remember it was just like, yeah. And then I just watched him play Command and Conquer, and I was like, can't wait to go home. And then his mom would be like, "All right, it's time to go to sleep soon in the hour." And I was like, dude, this kid's going to bed at like 8 o'clock.
That's because his mom and dad had to get freaky. We don't know what's up with that, mom and dad. Like, go to bed. It's 8 p.m.
Yeah, so
But Mom, I'm not tired. You go to bed, put your headphones on.
Then there's like the other friend house who's just like, it was like, I remember he was divorced. It was just he wasn't a divorced kid. His parents were divorced.
Right, of course. Of course.
His dad was just like a security guard for TV shows, and he just had like a dog, and his dad was just like, yeah, do what you want. And his like dog would just run around the yard, and he'd be like, yeah, we're gonna play like M-rated games. It's like, this is like such a contrast from like the other kid's family.
I think everyone had that one friend. At least I did. His parents didn't give a shit, so of course that was the house we always liked to go to.
Yeah.
we like ran that down. I feel bad for them because we'd show up and be like, all right, what are we doing today? And we just like run rampant around, like go crazy, do like backflips off the roof and stuff. We were wild. We were uncontrollable. It was, yeah. Everyone has that one kid who's just like, yeah, come on over. Meanwhile, looking back, it's like, boy, that was all a cry for help, and we abused that situation.
Yeah.
We certainly went over there and stayed at all hours and did whatever the hell we wanted to do, but okay. All right.
Speaking of like parties, I remember I think it was like my 8th grade graduation party or something. So it was like 2004, 3. I don't know, one of those years. And I remember I got Rise of Nations, and I was trying to play Rise of Nations. And this was like at the party. Like I didn't want to do any of that. So like I was trying to install it, and I couldn't play it. And it was like, call Microsoft. I don't want to call Microsoft. And then I kept trying to play, and it wouldn't let me play. And then my one friend's dad was like, did you download new video card drivers? And I was like, what are those? And so that was when I learned what video card drivers were. And I did, and then it worked. And then I played Rise of Nations for days.
Wait. So you were at a party, though?
Well, it was my party.
For what? For what?
For graduating 8th grade.
Who was at your party?
Oh, it's like family and friends. Who else comes?
And you just ignored them all to play Rise of Nations?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a very Crendor thing to do.
You say hi to everyone. They're like, "Yeah, congratulations." You're like, "Yeah, whatever."
Even your friend, you just ignored your friends?
Well, like some of the friends were just like there with like their parents, like forced to come, and then the other ones were just like watching me play Rise of Nations.
That is that is the saddest 8th grade graduation story I've ever heard.
I don't know.
And I've heard one 8th grade graduation story. So that is pretty sad.
To be fair, I don't even know like graduating 8th grade just seems like a thing you do. Like I feel like you don't really have to have a party for it.
We had a cookout. I remember we had a cookout. Oh my god, I'll never.
Oh my god, I think my cousin had one for that, and then we played Pogs.
Yes, we didn't. We looked at Magic the Gathering cards. I remember that, and then I remember that myself and 3 other friends and this girl that I had a crush on watched Jerry Springer Too Hot for TV, the VHS. I'll never forget that. We were like, yeah, it was great.
There's like so many random like weird memories you have from being a kid that don't even have to like make sense. Like Banjo, because I remember Nintendo. I was a Nintendo Power subscriber, and I remember when Banjo-Kazooie was about to come out, they sent the VHS tape, and you can see it online if you type Banjo-Kazooie VHS. It's there, and it was literally like a 20-minute tape of. By the way, you know it's dating, so I'm talking about VHS tapes. And it was this guy being like, welcome to the world of Banjo-Kazooie. You're going to have a lot of fun in here. And then it'd be like, here's the first world. And it's like, oh, in this world, you'll find blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, oh, in this world, you'll find blah. And I remember being like, oh, my God. And I like went to my friend's house, like 2 doors down. And I was like, dude, we got to play this Banjo-Kazooie game. And he was like, yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, I feel like the weird memories you have are different than the weird memories I have.
Mine are all video game related.
Yeah, mine are all like, I can't believe we were allowed to do that. Like, I remember going to one dance when I was a kid. I think it was either 7th or 8th grade, where...
Oh, dances.
Oh, my God.
I think I went to a dance.
Of course you didn't, which is why, I remember going to a dance, and the music they played, I remember being in a circle. And the music they played, I guess it was like the point of the night where we're all like dancing in a circle, but the song they played was 9 Inch Nails' Closer. Now, if you ever have time, listener, Go look up the lyrics to 9 Inch Nails Closer and imagine a bunch of 14, 15-year-olds singing the lyrics of this song. The lyrics are very, very, like, intense, we'll say. It is not appropriate for children at all. And I vividly remember there being, like, authority figures in the room, but, we were young and they let us have our songs, I suppose. Except it's very funny that out of all the songs, this was the one where we were like, yeah, yay, like a bunch of little kids. It's not okay. Not okay at all.
Who decided on that song?
It wasn't me. I was just there. And I just, it had like a fun beat, I guess. I don't know. I just remember it vividly, like being really excited that we were all dancing, like having a good time, and we all knew the lyrics for some reason, which is even crazier looking back. But I guess at the time it was a popular song, so we all knew it. But it's wild that that's something that occurred. Our class was so innocent. Our class, man, even the worst of us were still pretty innocent. We were all. Even when we were mean to each other, we were relatively nice, right? Like when you hear about the way people treat each other at schools, we were relatively nice. The most we gave each other were gentle ribbings. But the class after me, oh my God. Students ran away with teachers. Like a dance was shut down because 2 girls were like selling themselves in the bathroom. Like crazy stuff happened. None of that. The difference between that class and my class was so insane. I couldn't even, when I heard, I was like, what the hell is happening at that school? I was like, it's been a year. And I went off to college and everything went to hell. I think we were we were like the only people holding back the dam of depravity. Our sweet little class that was like innocently singing the dirtiest 9 Inch Nails lyrics ever.
Well, on the flip side, I never went to any activities, dances.
I like how you started with activities. Just I never went to activities because that seems truthful. That seems real.
They'd be like, "Hey, you want to join a like sports team or like do this thing after school?" And I was like, "Whoa, you want me to stay here after school? I'm going home." So that was number 1. I was gonna stay around. Number 2 was any type of like field trip. I'd go to like field trips, but if they wanted to have like, we're going to like. I think one field trip was like to see something in like St. Louis for like 3 days. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So I got my mom to like
I tried to go on all those. I loved it. I loved those.
I know you would, but I wouldn't. So I got my mom to write me a thing, and I stayed home and played Age of Empires for 3 days. And then, high school, pretty much the same. No after school activities. I'd play WoW. It was a great time for WoW to come out. Right when I started high school.
I'm glad you see it that way. I don't know how good it was for your life, honestly.
Honestly, it was made better. I don't know where I'd be without it. And then, that was that. I was like too socially awkward to go to dances, so I wasn't going to do those things.
I guess. I wonder what would have happened if you had given it a shot, though.
I would have been like the person standing in the corner.
Well, but then eventually I think you would have come out of your shell, right? You would have become the Crendor we know today.
I would have highly doubted that one.
I don't know.
Like in high school and stuff, I didn't really have like friends. I had like acquaintances. Right?
God, I wish I knew a younger you. I feel like that would have been a trip. The way you describe high school, I don't know. It sounds like you went to an office every day. Like, well, they're my acquaintances. They're just work buddies. We eat cake together when it's someone's birthday, and we, get lunch, but I don't really see them outside of work.
It pretty much was like going to work.
That's what I'm saying. Why was that the case? It was school.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Don't say yeah.
Like I don't understand. That is what school practically is. It's like training you to go to an office.
I went to school every day to hang out with friends and then like maybe do some work.
Okay, but you're like a very extroverted, outgoing, like funny guy, right? You like attract like social stuff.
Thank you for fluffing my ego. That really helps. With
so
this
it's
story.
Easy for you, especially when you're younger, to like make friends, do stuff, whatever. Me, what am I gonna do? I was just like some 14-year-old kid that lacked confidence, played video games, and didn't know how to like hold a conversation. I had like 2 close friends, and they both played video games, so we just talked online.
I never really learned how to treat friends well. I had so many friends, I would constantly move between friend groups because I felt like I had to give everyone enough time, so I never gave anyone good friend time.
Right.
And so I think that leads, even today, I think I'm a terrible friend. I always try to like, when people invite me to things, I'm like, I don't know. Or when people want to do stuff, I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Right? Like, you're supposed to make time for your friends and like nourish, yeah. That relationship. Yeah. You're supposed to, like, they're your friends. It's your social group.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it. I don't think I learned how to like develop bonds very well. I'm kind of like, I have lots of friends. I have lots of people I know, but I'm not very good at making sure that, if I need a kidney, I don't think any of these people are going to give me one. I got like, no kidney level friends is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I could easily see you in high school being the kid with like, you're like, oh, my MySpace friend list is maxed.
I wish I was young enough to have MySpace in high school. We had AOL, dude.
Yeah, but you would have been that person. Like, man, I got so many friends.
You right. And like most MySpace friendships, they were kind of bullshit. I'd be invited to the parties because I'm friends with like the popular kids, but I'm still a nerd. So I go to the parties expecting like, tonight's the night, I'm going to smooch a girl. It would never happen. It wasn't until senior year that anyone gave a shit. And then senior year came around and I was like, people want to press their lips against mine? And by that point, it was over. I was like, already mega perv Jesse, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
No, it's
I've always been a nerd, but I think I'm like a closeted nerd. Even when I'm with, when we go like out places and like something gets really nerdy and I'm like, ooh, this is uncomfortably
things get a little
nerdy.
Too nerdy for me.
Yeah, like there's certain things I'm like, I'd rather not do this in public. Like I'm fine watching I'm fine having a 25-minute anime debate, but like not over dinner.
No, there's like my one friend, he was like addicted to WoW, and so we'd always play WoW, but he never told any of his friends. And that's what makes me think of like comparing him to you, because he was very much like, he'd go out with people, he'd go to parties, he's outgoing, but he would never tell people he played WoW. He was like, nope, can't let it get out.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that now, but yeah. I can see me being like that when I was younger. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird place to be as a young person, because I don't think I ever truly developed who I was until much later. It wasn't until like during college, after college, that I sort of figured out like what was going on. In high school, I guess it's supposed to be formative years, but I was wishy-washy and flippy-floppy. I was like, what do you want me to be? I'll be your friend. What can I do for you? Which is a terrible thing to do.
It's, see, I never have like problems with too many friends, because I've always had like just a small group of close friends, but I always like it more that way.
Well, that's, I think, the best. That's what I've learned is the best.
Yeah.
I'd rather have good people I can trust than just like hundreds of people and be like, I got to keep up with all your lives. I think that's still a problem. My mom still gives me crap. She'll be like, I saw your friend Mike and he has his kids. Like, or she'll read up about you. Seriously. She'll read up about you or something, maybe about like something toast or whatever. And she'll say something to me like, oh, did you say Crendor did X? And I'm like, no. She's like, don't you even care about your friends? And I'm like, I do. When I talk to Crendor, we don't talk about like his dating life. And she's like, why not? Don't you care? I'm like, I mean, if it affects me, then sure I care. But like if he's having fun and doing his own thing, what the hell do I care? And she's like, well, that doesn't seem very good. She's probably right. Right. I'm a terrible friend. But I'm like, like it doesn't really affect me. I'm not dating Toast, so why should I care what happens?
I'm equally as bad, because like my one friend, that I've like known since I was a kid. He just like had a kid like 2 days ago, and my mom was like, "Did you see he had a kid?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." And she's like, "Well, you didn't text him?" And I was like, I mean, I don't know.
We are two peas in a pod, my friend.
That's what bonds us. We're like, we're so similar, yet a powerful yin yang of difference.
Yeah, I couldn't. My friend Mike back home has like all these kids now. I haven't talked to him once about it. I knew that dude for like 20 years, and I was like, meh. Those aren't my kids. I don't care. I don't got to deal with them. I think one of them is literally 17 now. I haven't, not once have I been interested in that kid's life. I'm like, I don't really care. I don't know that kid.
Yeah. A lot of times, like, you grow up with people, but then you just move apart. You move away, like, physically and emotionally.
I think that's most people in high school think like, oh, these will be my friends for my entire life. And when I see the friend groups that are like high school dudes who are still friends 30 years later, I'm like, boy, I don't know how you did it, but it seems weird.
Yeah. Well, they just live in their same bubble forever. I mean, you know, if it's working, props to them, but most people, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not. It's one of those things where I try to seek out people who relate to my views on things, and so I'll easily grow apart from people when I realize, like, oh, this person is a piece of crap. Like, why was I friends with this person for so long? Yeah, I got no problem. I have no problem banning toxicity. I'm like, oh, you're a bad person. Bye. No, I'm good.
Yeah, well, that's why if you keep a small friend group, it's easy.
Yeah, it's simple. You can manage and watch them all and control them, right, Crendor?
Yes, control. It's I don't know. It's I've just always enjoyed just having close, small knit groups of close. I can't even deal with that because like people be like everyone's like wanting to talk to you or doing stuff, and I'm just like I don't got enough time for like 10 people. Let alone like more than that.
I think that's what happens when you get older. You have so many responsibilities. You have so many things to deal with. You don't have enough time in the day.
I got to paint Warhammer. I got to work out. I got to go to the gym.
Speaking of Warhammer, oh my God. I was doing a stream, and I think I was streaming Total War Warhammer 2, and I was like, man, I would love an Archeon figure. And I couldn't paint it, but, you know, I can't justify spending $165 on this thing. But, like, it would be neat maybe one day to try it. Some dude sent it to me in the mail.
What?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I cannot paint this thing. I can't do it justice. It is so cool looking. I can't you saw what happened when I tried to paint one. It was a big purple mess. I can't possibly paint this thing. It is so cool looking. I was like, I don't know if I can even take this out of the box. I don't know what to do. So I'm traumatized, and hopefully, maybe one day I'll just hire a painter to come in and like you know, make it look beautiful.
Just hire someone to do it.
But then it's a lie. Then I'll be like, of course I painted that, because you know me.
Oh yeah,
I'll definitely take credit for it. I'm no dummy. Like, yeah, I painted it. Whatever, it's fine.
I mean, you know, but I mean, you might as well screw it. Otherwise, it's just gonna sit in the box.
I guess.
The boxes do look kind of cool.
The box looks dope, and the colors look amazing. And I wish it's so neat. It's he like has a freaking 3-headed dragon beast. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, on my Warhammer channel, I've been painting my Lord Crow. And now I just finished. So now I'm like putting some basing stuff on him. So now I put some little plants and shit so he looks like he's in a jungle.
Well, here's the thing. Now that I have this, I have the leader of the Chaos units.
Yeah.
I have to make a Chaos army. And it has to be like the wildest Chaos army ever.
Yeah. But you still got to build it.
I know.
It's like half the hobby.
Yeah. I'm not... What if I just give the box to someone and they give me back a completed sculpture?
I mean,
what if I just do that?
There's like on eBay and shit, people just build armies and paint them and sell them for lazy people.
I want to, maybe I'll find someone and do the person will come and work with me and they'll do it. And I can record them doing it and call it a life.
Yeah.
Put it on the internet. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just put it on the internet. Make a thing out of it.
Yeah, I'll do something. Speaking of doing something, hey, you should be doing something with all of your free time right now. Yep, that's the segue. Put learning a new language on your to-do list. Babbel makes it easy to learn languages like Spanish, French, Italian, German. Have you always wanted to learn a new language, Crendor? Has that been something you've wanted to do in your life?
Yeah, I've tried it a few times, but I always fail.
I too have tried it. I'm very good at Spanglish. I can do Spanglish very well, but don't ask me to speak Spanish. I cannot do it to save my life. I can read it, but I cannot speak it. I always feel like I'm doing it wrong. It's intimidating. That's the thing. It can be scary to try and speak a new language to someone, especially to a native speaker, which is why I'm always super patient with anyone who has English as a second language, because, man, you are trying harder than I've ever tried at another language. But thankfully, if you want to get on the path to learn that other language, Babbel is the best option for you. Babbel's designed to quickly get you speaking a new language within weeks. They have 10 to 15-minute lessons that are daily. So you just hop on, do your Babbel, get off, you learn more and more and more, and over time, you learn how to speak real conversations. You aren't learning words or phrases without any context. You're getting actual interactive dialogues. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It's that idea that, if you have friends who stay in a foreign country for a while, they end up picking up the language by watching TV or by talking to people. And over time, they get it. Same thing here. Lessons are thoughtfully created by over 100 language experts. That's real people, y'all, and not just some sort of translation machine. Their teaching method has been proven across multiple studies. The speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent, and Babbel is available in an app or online, so you can progress with synced devices, right? So you can take it from one to the other. Right now, you can use Babbel to learn a new language or freshen up on one you thought you knew. Because Babbel is offering you, listening right now, 3 months free with the purchase of a 3-month subscription using promo code COX. So if you go to Babbel.com, use promo code COX to get 3 months for free on that 3-month subscription. So you get a total of 6 months of learning a new language. That should be more than enough to get you ready for whatever comes after stay at home, right? Go to Babbel.com, Babbel.com, promo code COX to get in on this, to learn a new language, to do something that honestly, if you're looking for a new career, or you're looking to get out there in the workforce with some real gusto, something on your resume, knowing another language is super helpful, for real. And that's why you should jump on it. That's why they say Babbel is language for life. All right, Crendor, let's go to Top 7 Sky with Crendor. How's that traffic out there?
Yeah, so after learning what traffic is, listen, we could look up, different words how to say traffic in. But I'm probably going to say them wrong, so I'm not going to do that. Also, there are some... traffic is picking up out there, so watch out. If you got some sort of hovercraft to hover over all the cars, or your own chopper copter...
That is not how hovercrafts work. That's not how they work at all.
That's not my ground to stand on. It's my ground to hover on. You can too, if you got a hovercraft. So use those to avoid all the traffic out there, and or your chopper copter like me. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. Now let's go over to Crendor at the weather desk. How's that weather?
Weather. I went to weather.com and it says unidentified object falls to earth, too hot to touch.
Well, this is our last podcast. When the aliens take over, I want you to remember we were here for you. Till the end.
Man, those crazy aliens just throwing stuff at us.
Yeah, alien trash. They don't care anymore.
What if that's alien trash is an earth treasure?
Whoa.
Yeah. I was waiting for you to add to that, and then
nope.
You didn't.
No, I got nothing else to add.
All right.
The woe is all you get.
All right. Normally, I'm the one woeing. Let's go to woe. Woma, Eastern Province, Sierra Leone.
Okay.
71 degrees. Thunderstorms likely. Low 71 Fahrenheit. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Oh my God.
What?
It is nonstop thunderstorms. 86 degrees thunderstorms. 84 thunderstorms. 86 thunderstorm. 85 thunderstorm. 85 thunderstorm. 83 thunderstorm. 82 thunderstorm. 83 thunderstorm. 82 thunderstorm. 82 thunderstorm. 81 thunderstorm. 80 thunderstorm. That's so many thunderstorms. Back to you. That's the weather.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just want to let you slurred your thunderstorms together.
Yeah. Honestly, I like a good thunderstorm.
I do too. Being in LA, you don't get a lot of them. And when I do get them, my apartment floods.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're like walls melt.
All right, what is going on in sports?
Sports. What is going on in sports, you might ask? Is baseball going to be played? That's the question.
No.
The answer
It will not.
may not surprise you. They still have not reached an agreement.
It will never happen. It's already June.
Also, 40 corona cases among MLB players and staff.
Yep, not happening.
Yeah. So yeah, but it looks like NFL still highly optimistic, and the NHL and NBA are still moving along, even though I think like a couple people had it in NFL, like two of the Buccaneers players or something. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what's gonna happen, but
I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
I'll be watching.
Yep.
And that's sports.
All right, Crendor, what is our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. I don't know. Let's see. Indian man who put cell phone charger in penis undergoes surgery after cable gets stuck in bladder.
No. No, Crendor, no.
All right.
I don't like this story. Wait, I need to know more. I just don't like this story.
All right.
How did he get it all up his wiener? How is this possible?
I don't know. All right, let's see. An Indian man went to the hospital with abdominal pain and inserted a mobile phone charger cable into his penis. Doctor who treated him told CNN Monday. Man visited a hospital in northeastern India last month, claiming he had ingested some earphones. What?
What?
He ingested some earphones? But then the cord didn't appear despite the patient being prescribed laxatives. Oh, so he was like embarrassed, I think.
Right, but earphones do not equal power cord.
Yeah. I don't
What
I
did he
don't
think?
know.
Does he not know that the hooter and the tutor ain't connected?
Maybe not. They said, quote, he came to us after 5 days, and despite passing stools several times, the cable did not come out. We then conducted an endoscopy, but still couldn't find anything. His patient complained of severe pain. We decided to perform surgery. Found there was nothing in his intestine. Dude, imagine getting surgery and, like, nothing's wrong.
Imagine not being able to admit that you stuck a thing up your dick, and so you went through a surgery because of it. Rather than just openly being like, look, I like sticking things in my penis. Rather than doing that,
He had surgery.
you would have surgery. That's madness.
It was at the point that the x-ray revealed the man to have 2-foot-long charging cable in his bladder. A
What?
2-foot-long charging cable. Inserted via his urethra, the tube that leads from the penis to the bladder.
What, 2 feet?
2 feet. 2 feet.
He would have had to cram that in there, like cram it. You would have to keep pushing it in. Why?
He says, then I made the incision there and took out the cord, which was actually a charging cable over 2 feet long. If he had been honest, then it would have saved us the trouble and we could have treated him sooner.
Yeah,
Patient
right? What
has
a
been discharged
dummy.
and is fine.
Do they not ask why he did this?
The doctor said, I've read that people get sexual gratification by inserting instruments through the penis. This is one such case, and the psychiatrist can help him beyond this point.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Because I feel like if you're inserting to the point where it like disappears up in there, that's a problem. That's oh my god.
I feel like if you're inserting in general, that's kind of a problem. I mean, listen,
people
I'm
like
not gonna
putting things inside them. I get the concept.
I'm not gonna kink shame it, but I'm just saying, I'm never gonna do that ever.
Yeah, you're never going to catch me at the hospital with 2 feet of power cord inside me. It's just not going to happen.
If he wants to do it, that's fine. But, then you got to get it removed.
Yeah, if you're going to have a kink, don't be ashamed of your kink. Also, that's part of it as well.
Yeah.
Dude was ashamed that he had a 2-foot cord inside him, so he went through all those surgeries for no reason. Wasted the doctor's time. Tried to poop it out. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
This man needs human studies, like a biology class, and the ability to not be ashamed of his own kinks.
Exactly. And you know what?
We're not judging him. We're judging his reaction to it.
Yeah, like just tell the doctor you shoved it up there.
Yeah, that would have been done in a day. You could have gotten back to shoving things up there faster.
Man. The difference in stories from 1 week finding treasure in the Rocky Mountains, the next finding treasure shoved up your hoo-ha and your bladder.
Yep. How it got in the bladder. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Guy like cathetered himself.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. I guess that is certainly one way to look at it. All right, well, that is it for this week. Let us never speak of that again. Crendor, hit him with the socials.
We've got socials. We've got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. We've got all the podcasts up over there. There's also SoundCloud. There's iTunes. There's Spotify. We're all over. There's also youtube.com/Cox and Crendor. That's where you can see all the animations. Go watch some funny animations. There's also youtube.com/JesseCox, youtube.com/Crendor, twitch.tv/JesseCox, twitch.tv/Crendor, facebook.com/JesseCox, facebook.com/Crendor, instagram.com/NotoriousCox, instagram.com/Notorious Cox. I got the Warhammer Crendor, YouTube. That's if you want to see me paint Lord Croak for some reason. And twitch.tv/JesseCox, twitch.tv/Crendor. Crendor. I got it.
Okay, let's get out of here. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, however you're enjoying this podcast. We'll see y'all next week. And as always, to be continued.